In episode 5 of House of the Dragon, we see some of the nobles of the Riverlands confronting Daemon. They were complaining and furious about House Blackwood going around carrying a Targaryen banner and looting every barns and putting peasants to the sword. The noble lords and ladies said that they will never raise their banner for a tyrant, which is Daemon himself. But who are these lords and lady, and what role are they going to play in the Dance of the Dragons? So we basically see 4 nobles from 4 houses of the Riverlands, which is House Piper, House Mallister, House Darry, and House Mutton. These 4 noble houses will eventually play a big role during the Dance of the Dragons. Let's start with House Piper. House Piper of Pink Maiden is one of the chief noble houses from the Riverlands. Its castle, the Pink Maiden, is located on the Red Fork, close to the border with the Westernlands. Their blazon is a pink dancing maiden in a swirl of white silk over the blue. Their motto is not mentioned in the books, but in semi-canon sources it is listed as brave and beautiful. Lord Peter Piper declared for the Blacks during the Dance of the Dragons, and the Pipers aided in the capture of the Stonehenge, the seat of House Bracken. It is also Lord Peter who knighted Pate the Long-Lived after the Battle of the Red Fork, the guy who mortally wounded Jason Lannister. Peter and his favorite grandson died fighting the Western Men at the Battle of Acornhole. Lord Stanton Piper succeeded him and led the remaining Piper forces to the Second Battle of Tumbleton, where he was burned to death alongside with other lords by Vermithor and his rider Hugh the Hummer. During the Game of Thrones, House Piper supported the cause of Robb Stark, and for these, their lands were raided by Sir Gregor Clegane. Some of the Pipers were also present during the Red Wedding and were used as hostages by Lord Walder Frey. Later on, the Pipers were freed in return of kneeling to the Lannisters and helping them during the siege of Reveron. Next is House Mutton. House Mutton of Maidenpool is a noble house from the Riverlands. Their seat of Maidenpool is one of the main ports and trade centers of the Bay of Crabs. Their blazon is a red salmon and white over a white field with a golden treasure. According to semi-canon sources, their motto is wisdom and strength. House Mutton is far more wealthier than their Tully overlords. The Muttons were petty kings in the days of the First Men. The Muttons began the Dance of the Dragons on the side of Queen Rhaenyra and the Blacks. Lord Wallace Mutton led the retaking of Rook's Rest for the Blacks, but he was then slain in a failed attempt to kill Sunfire. His brother Lord Manfred hosted the Dragon Riders Prince Daemon Targaryen and the Dragonseed Nettles for a time, but Manfred aligned with Aegon and the Greens after refusing Rhaenyra's order to kill Nettles.
Next is the House Mallister. House Mallister of Seaguard is one of the most prominent noble houses from the Riverlands. Seaguard is a fortress built to defend the coast against the rivers from the Iron Islands, and dates from before the Aegon's conquest. Their blazon is a silver eagle displayed in a purple field, and their motto is above the rest. The Mallisters are long-standing enemies of the Ironborn, as Seaguard was built as a defense against the marauders from the Iron Islands. If there is one house that hates the Ironborn that much, it's the Mallisters. The Mallisters declared for Queen Rhaenyra Targaryen and the Blacks during the Dance of the Dragons. Lord Boros Baratheon slew Lord Jorah Mallister during the Battle of the King's Road, and during Robert's Rebellion, Joffrey Mallister was one of the companions of Brandon Stark who were accused of treason and executed by Rhaegar's father's order, the Mad King Aerys. He was succeeded by his son Lord Jason Mallister, and Jason attended the wedding between Catelyn Tully and Eddard Stark at Riverrun. At the Battle of the Trident, Jason slew 3 of Rhaegar's bannermen. The last but definitely not the least is House Darry, also known as the Targaryen Loyalist. House Darry is a noble house from Castle Darry in the Riverlands. Their blazon is a black ploughman on brown, and their central building where the Darrys have their apartment is called the Ploughman's Keep. House Darry supported Rhaenyra Targaryen during the Dance of the Dragons. The Darrys helped to capture Stonehenge, but Sir Criston Cole later defeated Lord Darry. Prince Aemon Targaryen had his dragon Vhagar burn Castle Darry and the surrounding fields. Lady Darry and her younger children survived below the keep, but Lord Darry and his heir were killed in the battlements. Lord Derek Darry participated in the Second Battle of Tumbleton, and Lord Roland Darry was slain by Lord Boros Baratheon in the Battle of the King's Road. During Robert's Rebellion, the Darrys defended King Aerys II against Robert Baratheon and their liege lord Hoster Tully. It is also Sir Willem Darry and 4 loyal men who smuggled Prince Viserys and Princess Daenerys Targaryen to Braavos before the assault of Dragonstone by Stannis Baratheon. The defeat of the Targaryens cost the Darrys half of their lands and all their wealth and power. During the War of the Five Kings, Dari supported Robb Stark in his campaign. They were defeated by Sir Gregor Clegane and was left lordless. On their way to Riverrun, Jaime and his company spent a night at the Castle Dari. Jaime recalls that when King Robert went to the north, Jaime and his brother Tyrion Lannister discovered the hidden tapestries of Targaryen kings at Castle Dari, uncovering that the Daris were still Targaryen loyalists. It was said that House Dari will never bow to a Lannister and will only pledge their loyalty to our Targaryen. So that's all folks. If you liked the video, please hit like and subscribe. See you next video.